Welcome to Lemoore City Council Chamber located at 429 C Street. This is the July 16th meeting. If you could please stand for invocation given by Pastor James Jones and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
If you would just bow your heads with me. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory. Amen. May God bless this great council in Jesus' name. Amen.
Ready? Salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
Thank you, sir.
Councilmember Garza,
Here.
Councilmember Lyons, Councilmember Orth,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Gornick,
Here.
Mayor Matthews.
Since Lyons isn't here, I'll say it present.
Thank you.
Thank you. Agenda approval, additions and or deletions? We have none. Well, we're going to add ceremonial presentation, but we're going to, item 1, study session, we're going to move that to the next council meeting. So that'll be, I know all of you came to hear PG&E, but you'll have to come back at the next meeting, August 6th, if you want to hear that presentation. We'll go ahead and move on to public comment. Public comment will be in accordance with the attached policy. This time is reserved for members of the audience to address the city council on items of interest that are not on the agenda and are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the council. It is recommended that speakers limit their comments to 3 minutes each, and it is requested that no comments be made during this period on items on the agenda. The council is prohibited by law from taking any action on matters discussed that are not on the agenda. Prior to addressing the council, any handouts for council will be provided to the city clerk for distribution to the council and appropriate staff. The public will have an opportunity to comment on items on the agenda once the item has been called and the mayor opens the item to the public. Is there any public comment?
Good evening, council members, staff, and public. My name is Jeff Garner, and I'm the executive director of King's Community Action Organization, and it's definitely my privilege to be here today. I do want to just take some time to recognize the relationship and the partnership that we have between KCAO and the city of Lemoore. That partnership is oftentimes seen in the relation that we have as members of the council serve on our board of directors. And so I did bring some gifts for our latest board member, Johnny Garza, who served on our board earlier this year. We do have, as part of April was Volunteer National Appreciation Week. And so our board members are volunteers. And so we wanted to present here tonight a certificate of appreciation. We also have a little plaque for Mr. Garza and for his service on the KCAO board of directors. So Mr. Garza, thank you. Thank you. And we definitely enjoyed having Mr. Garza on our board, but now we have the privilege of having Miss Matthews on our board. And so I know her first board meeting will be tomorrow night. So we definitely appreciate, again, the support and the efforts that the city of Lemoore has given to enhance our mission. And we definitely appreciate all that you do. And we look forward to many, many more years of a great partnership. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Is there any other public comment? All right, we'll go ahead and move on to ceremonial presentation. We have the Rotary and the Lions Club here. Nick, are you the point guy? Nick and Ray? Nick first.
Hi, I'm Nick Franco with Lemoore Rotary.
You didn't introduce yourself as the hot dog champion.
And I am the hot dog champion. I always outdo the mayor. She does like one hot dog, I do 50. So,
He may or may not cheat, but that's okay.
it's on record. Right, come on up. Are you done here? Yeah. Go ahead. I just, Ray Greenlee and I had a discussion one time and he said it was important that they got another set of bleachers. It would be advantageous for them for you guys to have them. And so, I went back to the Rotary and I said, let's do that. And then I was in contact with the Kings Lions Club, who definitely jumped on board too and said, yeah, let's make this work. And so, Ray and I are here to present checks. Unfortunately, our president, Jesus Garcia, had another obligation tonight, so he's not able to be here to help with the presentation. But we'd like to present the checks, a couple of checks. And with the check that you got from the American Legion, I think we're now able to purchase those bleachers. So we'd like to present the checks. And I'm not sure how to do that.
Did you want to say something, Ray, before?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank Nick for getting in touch with us and getting us involved in this project. And also the American Legion for jumping on board also. I think our nonprofits being able to help our community is exactly what we're here for. And so this was a perfect opportunity to do something like that. So yeah, unfortunately, our president is also unable to make it, Anastasia Escalera. So I'm going to be here on her behalf. When this started, Nick and I were the presidents of our club. So it's a good way to finish.
Yes, yes, it is. So who do we present the checks to?
We'll go ahead and go up for a photo opportunity and presentation.
Okay.
All of them.
For all of them.
No, it's just the microphone was blocking his face, so that's why I can't hear him.
Ready?
Ready.
Okay, there you go.
Can I get up to the microphone real quick? Thank you.
Well, before you guys go, I just wanted to say, I wanted to thank the service clubs for everything they do on behalf of the Recreation Department of the City of Lemoore. We have an outstanding group of people. These people always come through no matter what. They ask us all the time what we could do for them. And we do appreciate you. I mean, you guys have done so much, especially for the rec center. You guys have donated a lot. And we do appreciate it. And I enjoy working with you guys and known a lot of you for a lot of years. So we do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Great. Okay, thanks.
I would like to add to that. I don't think that it happens everywhere where service clubs come together and do projects together. They don't you guys don't care where the credit goes. You guys just want to do good for the community. And I think that says a lot about you all and about our community in general, that we're just built different here in Lemoore. So I just want to thank you guys and commend you guys for everything that you do, those things that are known and those things that are unknown. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Department and city manager reports. Mr. Northcraft.
Thank you. Let's start with our public works director. Frank, who is walking pretty well. Yeah. Most of it.
Oh, oops. There you go.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. Just a brief update. You notice that Bush Street is closed off and that's due to the mid-block crossing. So this week, they completed building the islands that will house the lights going east and west direction. They will finish the ramp on the south side of Bush Street. Next week, they'll do the underground work. And then the week of July 29th to the 2nd, they'll be pouring the stamped concrete, which will be basic, instead of just striping, it's going to be a stamped concrete, red color, so it stands out, and then paving will actually blend into it. And then the final week, so the job should be completed between the August 5th and 9th. And they'll just wrap up any concrete work and any asphalt tie-ins that need to occur with that project. So that's all I have to update you. If you have any questions, I can answer that for you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Next, we have representing our police department, Lieutenant Santos.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. The only thing I have is on July 27th, our volunteers in policing, as well as our community service officers and our police officers will be helping out with the Summer Bash event. We'll have an information booth out there to interact with the community members if they wish to come up and talk to us. On July 29th, our officers and our volunteers in policing will be helping out with the Lemoore College. They will be having what they call the MCI event with the EMT students, EMTs at the college, where they will be practicing response for a major casualty incident. And that's all I have.
Are you going to be in the dunk tank for the back to school bash?
I think that night talked me into it, so yes, I will be there.
Sweet.
We'll see you guys out there.
Thank you.
Should be refreshing in late July.
Yeah. Just had to ask just in case.
Mayor and council, I just wanted to comment on a couple of things since your last meeting. We have a new city manager, as you're all aware. I don't know if I think probably all of you have read some of the comments on social media, but community has really been very positive about that reaction, and we're looking forward to her first day. Marissa, can't think of her last name. Trejo. Marissa Trejo, it's beginning on September 3 will be our first council meeting. So we're looking forward to that. Also, you approved last meeting the ballot measure to go on the November ballot for the 1% sales tax increase. That impartial analysis is being prepared by the city attorney's office. And we've been designated 3 possible letters: S for safety, L for Lemoore, or Y for yes. One of those 3 will be selected by the county. And a couple of you asked for a printed budget, and they've been provided. I think Councilmember Worth has his. If you wish to have a printed one versus the access online, as every member of the community has to our budget, please let us know. We'll be happy to provide that. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on to consent calendar. Items considered routine in nature are placed on the consent calendar, and they will be considered and voted upon in one vote as one item unless a council member or member of the public requests individual consideration. Item 4-1, approval minutes, regular meeting, July 2nd, 2024. 4-2, approval of purchase of a new HOMA pump. 4-3, approval of agreement between Lemoore Unified Elementary School District and Lemoore Police Department for youth development officers. Would anyone from council like to pull any of those items? Seeing none, anyone from the public like to pull any of those items? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
So move.
Second.
I have a motion by Councilmember Gornick and a second by Councilmember Garza. Councilmember Gornick.
Aye.
Councilmember Garza.
Yes.
Councilmember Orth.
Yes.
And I vote yes. Passes 4-0. Public hearings. 5-1, public hearing, acceptance of engineer's report and approval of resolution 2024-25 and resolution 2024-26. Confirming the diagram and assessment of annual levy for fiscal year 2024 through 2025 for landscape and lighting maintenance district number 1, LLMD, zones 1 through 13, resolution 2024-25, and public facilities maintenance district number 1, PFMD, zones 1 through 10, resolution 2024-26.
Brandon Reeder, our Public Works Management Analyst, will present this.
Good evening, council. So this is the maintenance districts, the lighting and landscape maintenance districts, as well as the public facility maintenance districts. These are the annual assessments so that we can file them with the county and get them on the tax roll. This year, we have no changes in our assessments. LLMDs, you don't really see changes anyways, but for the PFMDs, we're staying status quo for this upcoming fiscal year. As we continue to plan projects, and we're looking to go back out to bid here in the next year for our contracts for the landscaping. So at this time, we're going to keep it status quo, use the funds that we have, and then we'll readjust for next year if needed, if costs continue to go up.
Maps. You got this document.
So it's on, yep, just scroll pretty far down. Are you wanting the whole map or individual maps?
Now let's start with the first one now.
So there's our PFMD map.
Help me out here. Now, this includes the entire city.
Yeah, that's the entire city, but only the highlighted areas are part of the PFMDs.
Okay. Now, how about the new development by the high school? We don't have that in there yet?
No, that is not an established development yet.
Okay.
That might get on for next year or the year after. And even after that one will still probably have a zero assessment for the next probably 2 years because they maintain it after the first year. But was there a specific question you had on that one coming up?
Just in terms of when we put those assessments out there or code them as anticipated coming on board, things of that nature.
So that one, and these don't really impact the general fund either. So it'll be that fund or that development will actually be one of our first ones into the CFDs that we've established. And those will be coming up. So as soon as we get into the final map for that one, we will bring a subdivision agreement, getting that one into the CFDs. And at that point is when we'll start estimating the revenues from that.
Okay. And I see number 11 is the one out by the college, Lemoore.
Correct.
Okay.
And then 12 down there at the bottom is the tiny one from GJ Gardner by the golf course. Those two are both still zero assessments as they're being maintained by the contractor this time, or the developer.
Okay, thank you.
Were there any other questions from council?
Well, I don't know if this is the appropriate time, but in zones, I think it's 6. Was there zone 6? Trying to figure out where that's at. No, it's actually the green one was zone 2. Wow, there's 2 green, so no 8. Sorry, 8. There was you're saying status quo, everything's staying the same. There was some equipment that was ordered. Do we have an update on the equipment? Whether it was
So all
ordered?
equipment that's been ordered is it's already inputted for previous year budgets. At this time, it's getting the equipment to actually put it in. Our guys, so Nick Machado is working on putting that equipment in, and it's quite a bit more than we anticipated. But they are working on that. He's getting more staff in, and that is on his schedule. There should still be the markings out there, the paint and the lines. So I'll double check with him. I don't remember the time frame. I talked to him recently about this, but I can get back to you on PFMDA. for
Okay,
sure.
cool. Great, thank you.
Uh, where's trying to get my bearings here, but the development that we just changed from multi-use to by the hotels,
Are you talking about the Smith and D Street, those apartments?
that plus, I think I see it. Is it the purple one here or
No,
no?
So in pretty much any new changes, unless there's an actual development going in and it's pretty much finalized past the planning stage, it won't be on my radar at this time. It's usually when we're going into the final maps and we're getting public works agreements, like the subdivision agreements and things of that sort, is when they get established into their PFMDs and their CFDs. But in the planning stage and moving around the zoning, it's not on public works side yet.
Okay, thank you.
With that, we'll go ahead and open the public hearing. Any other comments or questions from council? Any questions or comments from the public? I'll go ahead and close the public hearing. And bring it back to council. Is there a motion to approve the agreement between the I don't have the staff report, I'm sorry. Thank you. Is there a motion to accept the engineer's report and approve resolution 2024-25 and resolution 2024-26, confirming the diagram and assessment of the annual levy for fiscal year 2024-2025 for landscape and lighting maintenance district number 1, zones 1 through 13, and public facilities maintenance districts number 1, zones 1 through 10.
Well, we only did the PFMDs, right?
That's just all, he only asked about the
Oh,
PFMD.
okay, yeah. Okay, I'll make a motion to approve public hearing engineering report,
With a resolution,
resolution.
2 resolutions.
Yeah, 2 resolutions.
Second,
I have a motion by Councilmember Orth and a second by Councilmember Gornick. Councilmember Orth,
Yes.
Councilmember Gornick,
aye.
Councilmember Garza,
Yes.
and I vote yes as well. Passes 4-0. City Council reports and requests. Councilmember Garza.
We're gonna skip 6.
Did I skip one?
Yeah.
I did. I should have noticed from your face. New business, item 6-1, because I wrote the 4-0 on the wrong item. Consideration and approval of agreement between the City of Lemoore and Community Showcase Banners, CGI Digital Communications LLC, and to participate in a streetscape banner program.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. I was approached by a company in the past month offering free service to our community to help promote our activities in our community, both to our residents and to our visitors. This company has a good reputation throughout the country and has good reports from other cities that they've been utilized in. So pretty excited about it. I had a little trouble trying to find a staff person to hand this off to, but fortunately, Christy Bailey stepped forward and expressed a willingness to carry this through the next year.
Voluntold.
Council. So I prepared a PowerPoint presentation for you, just to go over initially what, if you were to accept this agreement, what the banner program would actually put on our website. So I went through the different websites that participants have, and they're all uniform. So this would be a homepage for the banner program. And then they can click on it. I can't see that far, so they can click on and register their business and create an account, and then let's see. I've never used this before, so can you, okay. And then they'll, what will happen is if we sign the agreement and become a participant, then they will notify businesses with this letter that you see on the website, and the letter will, a general letter will remain on the website. But they will either reach out to all the businesses in Lemoore, or we have the option to scale it down to maybe downtown businesses, businesses that are chamber members, things like that, for maybe the first 2 weeks, give them a jump start on getting in on the program. And so they will send a letter on city letterhead explaining what the program is, and then they'll reach out to each business and see if they want to become a sponsor. The panel that you see on the right is what the banner would look like. And then if you could go to the next. And then the option that I like, what they put on the website, is they actually list the businesses. I did find a little variation between websites. Some say what each business actually purchased, if they purchased one banner or more than one banner. But they have an option to purchase as many sponsorships as they'd like. Go to the next slide. So I made a list. I went through the cities in California and made a list of how many sponsors they've had and how many banners they've been able to put up just from the sponsorships. This isn't necessarily the agreement that we're going to enter into. Even if 0 businesses signed up, we would still get 25 banners a year to put up. They have a design team, and the city would work with their design team, and we have the option of coming up with 6 different designs if we like. But once a banner's up, it stays up for a year. So I think that this is pretty positive, considering some look at May 2024 and they already have 16 sponsors. Go to the next slide. So I just thought I would break that up for you a little bit to see how these cities, and it looks like a lot of these cities are small cities like us. Go to the next slide. And then the next panel on the website, and this is all what you're seeing as you're scrolling, that you would be scrolling our city website. So when you click on the banner program, this is what you'd actually be seeing, except for think of City of Lemoore. So then the next step as a business, you would look at, these are like, this would be, we would put whatever their option is up on the website. And so they would be able to pick, which option they prefer. And then as you see, there's a sponsor section, and then they have their own logo or what have you that they get to put on each banner. So after they've picked a banner, then go ahead. Then they can go on the map. There's an active map there, and there aren't any green spaces, but the red spaces show, I believe, where the banners have already been placed. So, and then there's green. Oh yeah, this one does have green. There's green spots that show where you have an option to place one that might be open. Go ahead to the next one. And then this isn't necessarily what our business is, the cost estimate that will be provided to them. I've been told, but every website that I went to, and even the ones that are current, it's the same. So I'm assuming it's going to be the same. What I was told was that it depends on the cost breakdown that they give us, depends on the equipment that they have to provide for the polls and all that sort of thing. But it looks like all of the different websites, even out of state, were the same. So I don't see that our businesses are going to have to pay anymore. And then at the end, once they have a banner or something, let's say something happens, what have you, there is an option too for the businesses to go, or I would guess anyone can go to the website also. And there's you can enter in information if something needs maintenance. And so they handle everything. So that's the website. what I wanted to explain to you is a little bit about the program. They came to us and it sounds like they work with smaller communities. There is the NLC that they received an award for this program, and they have a video program as well. So it sounds like they're pretty established, but how they make this work is they profit from the businesses. That's how the turnaround is. So when a business sponsors something, then a banner goes up and the business gets that banner for a year. So we come up with the banner design, the sponsor gets to put something that represents their business on that banner. The company itself puts the banner up and it's up for a year. If anything happens, they handle it. The city is hands off, does not have to do anything. And like I said, we're guaranteed 25 banners. I've been told that we have approximately 48 poles that have the banner equipment on them already. And it sounds like we have another 48 that don't. So if our businesses get involved, we could really be advertising, allowing them to do quite a bit of advertising. So I'm here to answer any questions.
I have a question. There was on one of the slides, you could pay for 3 months or a year.
Yeah, there's a
right?
lot of different options. They can, like I say, they have to, the banner has to go up for a year. But they can do one banner, more than one banner. Can you go back to
So I saw
I
like
think it was just-
$100 a
they
month
pay monthly.
or $400 for 3 months. So how does that work?
I think
Different
that-
payment options.
Yeah, I think
for
those
the-
are just payment
yeah.
options, because once the
Oh.
banner goes up, it stays up for a
Got it.
year.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could do one time or you can choose to pay it.
And does it have to be a business or can it be just?
You know what? I think maybe like if you were the Lions Club or something like that, that it could be something like that.
Okay.
One of our local groups, but not just like someone from Hanford. It wouldn't be offered to, businesses from Hanford
Oh, yeah.
and all that. It would be offered specifically for things that support Lemoore. So thank you for asking that, because that was a question that I had, like if we could do, if West Hills College wanted to, put something up, sponsor one, I believe that is an option.
What if you wanted to have one that said Nick Franku Hot Dog Champion 2024? Are you allowed to do something like that?
You mean as a sponsor?
Yeah.
I would have to ask that question.
Okay,
I'm
just
not-
curious.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
But I was
it's-
thinking like Mayor, Patricia. have a
I,
banner.
Yeah, no.
yeah, I think it's whoever we send the letter to,
Okay.
but I think it's supposed to be to assist our businesses, give them an opportunity to shine a little bit.
And that was
So-
basically my same question is, are we going to have, I mean, hypothetically, then anybody could advertise on these banners and we could, I think it's a great idea. I like it. I think it's a great idea.
Businesses within Lemoore, like I say, whoever we send the letter to and invite to participate in the program is who gets a sponsor in the program.
Does the city approve the advertisement that they choose? Is there regulations for that?
Is their advertisement. So the letter it's a uniform letter.
The part that the business would put on where it says your logo, does that get approved by the city staff?
Because that's
Generally,
not-
that would not be advertising, it would just be announcement of who sponsored it.
Yeah, I
And
think it's
logo.
more or less whatever the
Yeah.
logo that they generally have. I'm sure that we don't allow. we wouldn't
Two-thirds
allow-
Two-thirds of the banner is
know.
the marketing, the top 2/3, and we would have control over what that said. I'm suggesting maybe we develop a marketing committee of some business residents and staff to work on everything from our website to social media, electronic sign that we're fixing in front of City Hall, and of course, this banner program. So we could make it more of a comprehensive assistance to help promote the good things about Lemoore. And there are many.
Because
So
that's,
I believe the sponsor works with they have their own designers. So once the city, if we have a committee or with staff or whoever's working with them, they have their own designers too. So we give them a theme type of thing and we work with them. And I believe that's the same with the sponsors.
I'll be a little more
So-
direct in my question. Would we potentially allow a marijuana leaf to be displayed on a banner like this?
Good stuff.
that's what I'm saying.
I would think, I wonder if it's in their PDA, if it's something that's in their PDA.
It
that
seems
they
like
can't
when we
do
talked,
something like
they
that.
said we did have some approval over the type of.
Yeah, they'll work with our sign
sponsorship.
ordinance.
It's really very oriented to the city, even though we're not paying for it, to approve virtually where it goes, who gets marketed to, and what goes on the 2/3 of the marketing part of the banner.
So it basically follow our current sign ordinances.
Mhm.
Is there a time limit on this offer from this company, or do we have to do it right away, or?
I think it's ongoing, so I don't think we have to do it right away.
I just think we're not ready for it. We've got a new city manager coming on board. We had some discussions in our interview about marketing, what all that entailed, and this relies heavily on the website. And, don't mean to offend anybody, but we do not have a really good website. And, I think we need to bring businesses in before we do that. And I think that's something that our new city manager could do very well. So.
Well, and it's not to say that we can't get the word out and do a little extra either, though, staff's excited about it, so.
I don't think
not-
this would be accomplished in the next 45 days. If we approved it tonight, we'd get geared up to do it, but certainly she'd have input on it. But if I were in her position, I'd certainly want the city to start improving itself and be with this kind of program, and want to be part of it and be involved in it when I arrived here.
Where are you thinking that these would be located? You had mentioned there were 48.
They're on our poles, those black banner poles that we have already, our existing poles.
So that downtown, and then is it just downtown or is there another? area?
Well, those I ran talking to one of the building inspectors that what used to be with streets. It sounds like that's where they all are.
Okay.
More or less downtown. So yeah, it would be on those decorative poles that we have. Some of them have banners already, I noticed, but yeah.
This may be putting oh, go ahead. ma'am.
I just have one more question. You had mentioned if we don't have sponsors, we're guaranteed 25 of these
per year.
Is there a cost to us if we don't have sponsors?
No, there's no cost. There's absolutely no cost to the city whatsoever. If there are no sponsors, they guarantee we still get 25 banners up per year at no cost. It
what
would
would
just
be
be
put
whatever
in?
we design.
So we would put something in that sponsor section?
There would be no sponsor section. We would
So it
just
would
have
be
a
blank?
Yeah, we would just have a blank. Not blank. I would assume we would utilize the entire banner.
Those are the questions I had.
My only question is, like I said, I like the idea. I agree with what Frank's saying. But I think, like Kevin said, this is gonna take, like government, it's gonna take a long time. My only really concern is, and it's probably overzealous in the fact that I do not want to enter into agreement with a sign company that they send the information out to somebody, they decide, not us, and then they put it up on our thing. If we don't have a policy and procedure, in my opinion, the lawyer can correct me, if we don't have a policy and procedure, what we allow on these signs, I think we would need to have a policy, what we allow, goes back to the marijuana leaf. Do we want a marijuana leaf on a sign? Some would say yes, some would say no. Do we want a whole lot of things that can go on these signs that our city values may not want? But if we say we're going to do this and we don't have a policy that says you can't do X, Y, or Z, and they say they send the letter to them. Well, what happens if these companies send a letter to them saying, the city of Lemoore, I want to advertise whatever, and it's something that they want to advertise whatever. And we don't have a policy. My experience, we've never been able to stop them because we did not think far enough in advance to create a policy to stop something we don't want. Does that make sense? I can privately, I can go with Kevin a little bit more specific on what I'm referring to, but it's just, I think I like the idea. I think but the lawyer says we need to maybe create a policy, maybe.
We can have a terms of service sections, kind of like, if you wanna. If, the city wants to impose additional obligations or restrictions on those who want to participate, we can do so. I don't believe this agreement precludes us from doing so. So just because you have, enter into this agreement doesn't mean that the city is unable to regulate what's going on those. And we can do that by saying, hey, if you're gonna, enter into this program, you also have to agree that, your signage is gonna abide by, city ordinances and not gonna be offensive, not gonna be graphic. So we
Well-
can have kind of like you want to participate, here's our rules for participating.
I guess I'll give it more specific, very specific. If the Rotary or wants to put one up, no one's gonna say no. But if we let Rotary, we're gonna have to let every other service group out there do it. And, there may be service groups that don't align with this community's moral or ethical boundaries, so that we can't stop, because if we let Rotary do it, we let Lions Club, we let, whoever, Elks, whoever, once we open that door, we're not gonna be able to stop it. And that's the only thing that concerns me. That's my concern. So I like the program. I just want to be able to create guidelines to where either the council can approve it. If it's not falling into a certain, that's be my 2 cents,
So-
but I'm 1 vote of 5.
Could we maybe address some of these questions and bring it back like as a consent calendar item with a policy to it type of thing? And
I kind of think what the city attorney suggested, we can condition it on approval by the city. I think the council will want to approve the marketing plan, what we're going to promote in our 2/3 of the banner, and we can bring the logos at that time.
Because City of Fresno had the same idea at City Hall, and it went really, really bad for the City of Fresno.
I'm pretty, it's been a month or so since we've talked, but I think they were pretty open to allowing us to approve whatever we felt was appropriate. You said we could add a terms of service to that.
Terms of service, terms of use, if you want to participate in this, you have to agree that your signage is going to abide by a certain set of guidelines. We can also include in there that it's also conditioned upon approval of the city council.
So you would maintain control of it that way.
The money that is going to be generated, that goes to the city?
No. It's not a fundraiser for the city, but there's not a cost to the city either.
It's a cost for the business.
What we benefit is the marketing
So we're just, okay.
of the community.
We're providing polls for them to market
Yeah,
their
that's what I'm
business.
saying.
But I mean,
We don't
the-
get anything from it.
the signs look good. I mean, if there's, we like the signs. I mean, it would. Right now, we pay for those signs, right, Kevin? The signs downtown right now, we
Banners.
replace them,
Yeah.
we do that. Probably more of a question for Ray, but we would upkeep that, where now we'd get 25 of them for free every year.
well, and
For
if
3 years.
if you have sponsors, it could be more.
What,
you
yeah,
know, so but for free, well, they're all free to us, but
yeah,
yeah, so
so.
Thank you.
Any questions from the public?
Before I have the more. I don't think we should rush into something. I think Mr. Gornick's suggestion that we kind of put a hold on this. Our new city manager will be here in a couple of months. I don't think that's an unreasonable delay.
we can work on it behind, in the background and see what we want and think if there's some thing that needs to be put on the book, so to speak, of what can go up on the polls. So that would be my recommendation. Just hold off on it for a couple of months. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other public comment? Okay, I'll bring it back to council. I'll just say, I think this is a great idea. I think we have limited advertising opportunities for businesses in our community. So I think this is a good plus extra advertising opportunity that people can get their business out there, their name out there. I don't know who we'll end up extending it to, but maybe even some of the home occupation places that people don't really know about. Perhaps they could be able to get their name out there as well. So I think it's a great idea. I can get on board with tabling it if that's what council decides, but I do think this is a great opportunity for our businesses.
I do too. I think it's a great opportunity too. I just taking what Frank said and obviously what I said and what Mr. Reed said, I think I would agree. I think it's a great opportunity. I just want to make sure when you're talking about something like this, there's a lot of moving parts that we want to make sure we get it right the first time and not the second or third time. But I think it's a great idea.
My question is there anybody else out there that would maybe give the city 10%, 5% of what they're making on these things? Is there any? Because I mean, we're making $0 on this thing. I'd like to make money if we can, but.
And they're expensive. I mean, they're getting $700 a month on some of these are. I mean,
Yeah, they're getting, we're not.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying.
Is there any other companies that may offer
Cost,
something like
but-
that?
Huh?
Is there any other company that may offer something to a city? I don't know.
Did they cold call us, Kevin, or?
Well, they select a limited number of cities every year, and we were on the list for this year.
Okay, so. So technically we have a year to have a conversation with them.
Well, or until they fill their quota. Do you see an issue with waiting a month or two? Or do you think that would cause an issue?
Well, I guess I'm concerned in the broader area that I have 45 days left here, and I've got a lot of things I want to accomplish in that time. If the council's attitude is that we want to lay back and wait for the new manager, when I applied, I said I wanted to be a proactive interim city manager. I do not care to be a caretaker here. And if that's the attitude, then I need to rethink of what I'm wanting to do. This was one of the things I wanted to get underway. So it would be off the plate of the new manager, and yet she would be directly involved in the marketing and implementation.
Since you put it that way.
Well, Kevin, it sounds to me like you take it personal.
Well, I'm concerned about all the other things I'm trying to accomplish.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, we've got so much to do in the marketing area. This is the tail end of the marketing. And there's a lot of stuff on your plate. I'd say go for it, for other stuff, I mean, I got a questionnaire today from the Economic Development Council for the county about websites. And they asked me questions like, how come there's no place on our website where a business can go and find out, do we have space for businesses that can be shown on our map in terms of place to locate a business? I said, I don't know. I don't even know where to go get it. Those things are pretty important.
Yes.
We want to talk about business.
We met yesterday with a resident and the staff to update spent about an hour and a half working on updating our website. There's lots of stuff we can do. It's trying to get it organized so it's easy to read and just not a mass of information that's hard to
and it's not cheap.
cipher through.
And it's not cheap. If we're going to do it right, it's got to be done
Yeah.
well.
We have the staff to do it, and we have.
And
we have
I
a
guess my
contract
point is
with
I don't
them.
want you to rush at it, either. I mean, because person we hired's got a great resume in this area, and you know, I just don't want to kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Micromanage in that regard as a council member. So that's why it is a good idea, but it's an idea that should come in a total package, not just this. So that's why I'm just gonna vote no on it. So whatever everybody else wants to do, that's fine.
Any other questions, comments, concerns?
So Johnny, do you want to maybe look at seeing if they can find somebody else, or, I mean, I think it's a great idea. I don't want to kill it.
I don't either.
I don't want to kill it, but, and I also don't want Kevin to think that, you know.
Why don't you table it then?
Can
okay
we maybe
with
bring this back at the next
Are you,
meeting
are you
just to
okay with
give?
that, Frank?
For another time but not, I mean, it's gotta be, to me, it's gotta be a part of a comprehensive approach to marketing. Jesus.
So as far as the company goes, they were this National League of Cities, that, they sell themselves as, they're the voice of America's cities, towns, villages, representing more than 200 million people across the country. NLC works to strengthen local leadership, influence federal policy, and drive innovative solutions. NLC, in November, they presented CGI Digital with their National Services to Cities Award that was established in 2014. The award recognizes the NLC strategic partner for making a significant contribution to building stronger, more innovative, and resilient cities, towns, and villages. They said about them that the digital program CGI offers NLC's members, cities have played an important role in highlighting some of the best features of the communities and supporting local businesses. And they look forward to collaborating as a long-standing partner with CGI. So I think the company itself, the little research that I have done, and the people I've spoke with, I like it. I appreciate the questions that you had because, to be honest with you, I did not think that far ahead that something we wouldn't want. They did say that they'll follow our sign ordinance and I think they'll be very open to the policies and I don't think, although the sponsors will go directly to the company, I think that the city has a good hand in it. But I am more than happy to go back and get some of your questions answered and maybe bring it back, like I say, as a consent calendar item with maybe a policy attached to it. If that would be okay, and give you some more information with the questions that you asked.
Yeah, I think there are several questions raised tonight that we can get back to you on and we can encompass it as we talk. As I mentioned, we're looking at the website, the social media use, our new electronic sign along with this banner. So as the vice mayor suggested, more of a comprehensive approach, we can bring it back. And with your answers to your questions as well.
Just my biggest concern, while I completely understand what you're saying, is that this looks like a pretty good company. It doesn't look like necessarily they're just, out for the profit. They also offer, when you become a participant and the city becomes a participant in the program, they have a video program where they'll do videos of the city. So we will get some free video action too. It sounds like maybe it's the same sort of thing, but some video advertisement. So it's a leeway into something else as well. So they sound pretty good. So I think it would take a lot of time and effort to go and reinvent the wheel and find someone else.
How long would we be obligated if we decide to do this contract? How long is the contract for?
The contract is for 3 years.
So it sounds like that we're wanting to table this and get more information brought back at the next council meeting. Is that consensus?
Yeah, I just look at it as $9,000 a month if everybody pays that $100 a month for 90 90 poles, because we say we have 45 and there'll be 45 more, right? So $9,000 a month they'll make off the city. I mean, are they gonna give back anything or go to our events and, publicize those? I don't know. That's just my opinion, so that's why I said, is there any other companies out there that do this thing? We don't.
Okay,
But I'm okay to bring it back. and
we'll
table
get
it.
an answer.
I'm okay with that. I'm not gonna vote no on it. I like it. Great idea.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea too. I
just think more research needs to be done too.
Okay. We can do that. Is that a
Like
consensus?
for one, so for one banner, it's, 400, your choice, it's $995 for the year. It's not
Still $100 a month.
for one, to sponsor one banner, this says $995
You can either-
one-time payment, or you can break it up into 3 payments, or you can pay $100 for 12 months. So it breaks it up for maybe small businesses. They
Yeah.
might have to pay a little bit more.
But if you did $100 a month times 90, that's $9,000 a month.
Times what?
90. You said that we have 45 polls and we're gonna have 45
No,
more.
if you're a sponsor, you'll do one banner. So these are choices so if you do one banner, then it would be $995 to have your logo on there for one banner for the entire year.
He's talking about the revenue that.
I'm talking about the
Yeah.
polls that we have. We're gonna have 90 banners out there
Oh.
somewhere.
we could.
Well,
So you're
yeah, I
saying
mean, we
potentially the
could,
company
Yeah.
could be
That'd
making,
be a.
but they're also
really successful
designing,
program.
they're providing the designer for both us and the sponsor. They're providing the materials, they're providing all of the hardware to put it up on the poles. They're providing the labor to put it on the poles. They're providing the labor to maintain it. They'll remove them. So, I mean, they're doing a lot.
Okay.
But anyway, and they said if they don't have, they did also say if they don't have the, someone to do something like there was maintenance or whatever, they do get a local business here they pay a local business to do the work.
Thank you.
so do I have consensus to bring it back or
Yeah, I'd say bring it
Yeah.
back. I like it.
1, 2? I have 3. So I guess that's consensus.
Yeah. not me.
I noted that. Now we'll move on to city council reports and requests. That seems like such a long time ago when I
Right.
said that last.
At our last meeting, I know we all thanked Kevin for his service. I didn't have time for that, or I didn't do it because everybody went after me and I said I didn't have any reports. So I do want to make sure that I do say thank you for what you've done. I really appreciate it, and hopefully you'll get to enjoy your retirement after the 45 days.
Looking forward to it, but I got a long list between now and then.
Right.
I have 42 items so far on my things to brief the new manager on, so I'm sure it'll get longer.
That's good. And just reminding public and the community to stay cool because it's hot out there. So drink a lot of water.
Yep.
That's it.
Councilmember Worth?
You're blank. Well, I mean, I want to thank the police and the fire for all the hard work they did. They had a busy 4th of July, it sounds like. And I just want to take a moment to, I know we're not supposed to do nothing politically or whatever, but Saturday we had someone try to kill a potential president, whether he's a former president or not. So I want to keep all of them, everyone, the family, that there's someone actually did die in that event. And a couple people are hurt. And I want to keep all of that family and everybody in that involvement in our prayers. And, we're a great country and we need to act right and not spread hate and make this a bad thing. I mean, that could have been a very sad time in our country, whatever side you're on. It could have been a horrible time in our country. So keep them all in prayers, and everyone keep up the good work. And we're not trying to make your life hard, Kevin, or staff. We're not. I promise you, we've had many years of of something that I think we just want to move forward and start seeing stuff done a certain way, and we'll get there. It'll be good. But thank you for all the hard work for everybody, and we'll get this done somehow.
Thank you, sir.
Kevin, you got 42 things on your list?
So far.
Okay, if you leave one or two of those on that list and don't get them done, you've done an outstanding job.
Absolutely.
Remember that.
Well, those are lists I'm turning over to you.
Good. That's it.
That's it. I'm actually pretty short tonight too. I also want to thank the police and fire for all of their work during the 4th of July holidays. I know it was definitely very busy. You could hear you guys all over the place. Also, if you didn't see the police department's recent Facebook post to make sure that you watch your speed, I wish I would have seen that a few days sooner, but
You
then
get
I
a
would-
ticket?
no, I cannot confirm nor deny. But I may have met an officer that I've never met before, so that was great. You got to meet do we have new officers, or have I just not met him before? Oh, okay, because I was like, I don't remember new ones, but he was very nice. Had a quick conversation. And yeah, pay attention to Facebook posts and your speed. Also, as Mr. Gardner had mentioned, I had my KCAO onboarding, which was a lot of information to take on in one meeting. My first meeting and my first committee meeting for KCAO is tomorrow, back to back, so that I'm going to jump in with both feet there. Yesterday I met with the chairman of the Tachiyokas and had a great meeting with him. So that was good to get in contact and have that meeting. Thursday, I will be attending, I believe it's virtually, got to double check my calendar, but the South San Joaquin Valley Division Executive Board meeting is this Thursday. So I'll be attending that on behalf of our city. And that's all I have. So that was actually quick. David was longer than me. I just want that to be put into the record.
I just want to thank you for taking that on for me.
You're welcome. I didn't know it was going to be quite that much, but thanks. Thanks for that.
Good job, Johnny.
So we have no closed session, so we'll go ahead and adjourn this meeting.